Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Feyi Mac and I make videos on my life in Canada as a new immigrant. Thank you very much for tuning in today and I hope you enjoy today's video. This is part 2 of why not to move to Canada. If you're new here or if you haven't watched the first one, maybe watch this one and then you can go watch that one. Before we get into it, give this video a thumbs up, subscribe down below, share this video with your friends, and let's get right into it. Again, this is a lighthearted video, so don't take it to heart, but at the same time, make notes of the ones that apply to you so that you can act accordingly or consider the factors that are affecting your decision to move. So first point is, if you're in a profession that is highly regulated in Canada, you might want to really do the research and think about whether it's worth it for you to move or not. Because professions like medicine, nursing, dentistry, law, and those kind of professions, a lot of them are very highly regulated and you have to go back to school or do some licensing courses and exams for you to be able to practice here as a professional. So if you're in one of these occupations, just do the research and think about it. If you're a lawyer, you should check out Niger Lawyer in Canada. I'll leave the name here and the link in the description box down below. Go check them out. If you're not following them and you're a lawyer looking to move to Canada, I don't know what research you've done, because they're like the #1 plug for like free information and resources on how to get licensed and called to bar in Canada, depending on the province you're in. So go check them out. But there are so many different support groups like that for different fields, pharmacy and all of that. So try to get into those circles and learn how exactly you will be able to get licensed in your field to practice in Canada. If the process is too rigorous for you and you're not the type that is dogged and patient to go through the process, then maybe Canada is not for you. Okay, so if you're in that situation, it's either, you try to get licensed in that field or you just look for a new career path, which sometimes happens and doesn't mean you failed at it. It just means that you've moved on to something else, period. I find this one very funny. If your management style includes shouting, slapping, abusing, they will destroy you in this country. Do you understand? Like, if you cannot be a servant leader or a visionary leader or, a respectful leader, I pity you. I'm not even joking, because like I know how I've worked in Nigeria, so I know how some employers or some supervisors or bosses can be. If you're an abusive boss, you better leave that in like wherever country you are in. Like, don't bring that here. And if you know you can't cope without being that person, Canada is not for you. Like, you have to respect every single person in your workplace, whether the person is your boss or your subordinate. Okay, so leave that behavior one side. And the next one, this is something that all of us as newcomers, we've done this at some point. If you're a newcomer to Canada or to North America and you've not done this, tell me in the comment section. I owe you something. I owe you something, because there's no way you've not done this. And that is converting your expenses to your local currency. You see this thing that I hold it? What is it? Egusi, melon. Abi melon seeds. What do you guys call it? Egusi sha. This is $5 in an African store. Now, based on the current exchange rate of 350 naira per Canadian dollar, and that's just like black market, whatever, it could vary. It means that this egusi, this tiny thing here, is 1,750 in Toronto. Okay, if I go to the market and then I bring up my calculator and find out that this thing is 1,750, do you think I'll buy it? No, because I could literally buy a whole bucket of this thing for that amount. So what is my point here? My point is that if you are the type that likes to convert everything that you see before you buy, you will not buy anything. Okay, the next point is, if you're averse to law and order, If you're the kind of person that they tell you, oh, thou shalt not do this, but in your mind, in your heart, that's the one that you want to do, just because that's how you are. Like, you don't follow rules. Rules are for losers, right? If you're that kind of person, rules are there to be broken. Is that how they say, right? Rules are there to be. If you're that kind of person, just be ready to pay through your nose. If you're used to just cutting corners and doing things like that, Canada might not be for you. You might just be annoyed, like, what is it? But that's just the way it is. Law and order is, nobody is even above the law. That's what I would say. So let's go to the next point. The next the next point. If you don't know how to drive without honking 100 times per minute, you're in for a rude awakening. You know where I'm coming from, you know, if they see you on the road, my friend, they're saying hi, will honk, pa, 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 they know your signature horn. Or, okay, somebody is trying to drive funny and you're like, they're like, sis, bro, stop it, okay? Just stop it. Because just start practicing now how to drive without your horn before you even move here. You hardly hear people honk unless there's about to be like a major accident, like somebody just like did something crazy and it's like but other than that, you hardly hear like anybody's horn. You hardly hear that. So just take note. The next point is Canada might not be for you if you're lazy. Okay, so this point, I know we say in Lagos that in Lagos, if you step out and you just breathe in the air and you breathe out, 10K, fiam. That's how expenses go in Lagos. I understand. So now apply that to Canada, and now it's in dollars, and you're a newcomer, so you're spending naira. That 10K will be more like 50K. The expenses pile up. If you step out, ordinary to go to Starbucks, meal for two, one sandwich or two sandwiches and two coffees, that's already $25. Do you understand? Do you want to convert that? Don't convert it, remember. Anyway, but yeah, you step out, money leaves your pocket. You breathe in oxygen, money leaves your pocket. You turn on the light, even though you turn on the light or you know or not, there's still a base rate. You will pay for. You will see money goes, money just flies. That's the moral of the story. Money, it's expensive, and you have to be able to work for that money to keep up. That's what I would say. You have to be able to, like, here you hear a lot of people talk about their side hustles, like you might be this, but you're also this, especially us Nigerians, because we're very enterprising. Okay, so you might see somebody that does this job, very nice job, but the person also drives Uber during the weekends. You have to bring that hustling, like that Lagos spirit, and just come here and hustle. Okay, the next point is pretty similar to what I've mentioned, but this one is a bit different. That one was about honking. This one is about driving like a. So this person said, if you think driving like a crazy person makes you sharp, then Canada is not for you. And that's the truth. Though there are certain places in Canada that might be for you. Places like Brampton, Mississauga, I think Toronto too. These three places might be for you. If you drive crazy, then those places might be for you. But even at that, it's still not Lagos type of crazy. So still apply your sense. If not, ticket. Okay? Ticket, and then your license can get withdrawn, suspended, whatever. So you guys, if you know that driving is not your strong suit, you have to actually go through the whole process of learning how to drive from scratch, because it can cost you like a lot. Some jobs don't even hire people that don't have full driver's licenses. That's how important it is. Okay, so really learn how to, and the driving test here is hard though. The driving test is hard. So if you think you know how to drive, you might actually not know how to drive. It's when you get here that you now learn some things that, oh, okay, so this is this person's right of way. So this means this person has right of way. That's not how we do it in Nigeria. In Nigeria, they're forced to get to the junction, go get right of way. Okay, this next point is actually a serious point. Oh, like if you're from from another Western country and you've experienced top-notch healthcare, when you come to Canada, you might feel that the healthcare system here is not as good as where you're coming from. Of course, if you're coming from Nigeria like me or from a developing country, it is gold here, okay? But if you're from another, Western country, you might feel like the healthcare system is not up to par. That's just because, of course, you know that universal healthcare here, basic healthcare here is free. And so there's a lot of pressure on the system. We don't have enough healthcare workers. And so there's a lot of pressure. And you might need to do a surgery and then they give you a date for next year. As if you don't die by next year, by the date. Do you understand? So you kind of have to, like, maybe if it's an emergency, fine, go to the emergency room. In some cities, you might spend 4 hours in the emergency room before you actually get attended to, depending on the severity of your injury, right? So wait times are very, very long. And this would vary by province because, of course, the level of the pressure on the healthcare systems would be different due to population and all of that. So keep that in mind. If you're the kind of person that expects top-notch healthcare with no wait times and all of that, Canada might not be the right place for you. Okay, the next point is, if you're the kind of person that is not open-minded and you're not conscious of people's feelings, you might run into some trouble and you might not like it here because you're going to hear things that will shock you, okay? You're going to hear things that would be a shock to you as someone that is not from here. For example, one that I've heard a lot is people saying that, oh, their coworker took time off from work because their pet died, or their pet went missing, and they're devastated and things like that. As we Naija people, even though we might not react the same way to that. Do you understand? Like, if you lose a pet, fine, it's devastating, but my life goes on. You go to work. Who are you to even tell your oga that your pet died so you cannot come to work? Maybe unless you're the oga, But here it happens and you have to be compassionate and empathetic towards that person's feelings. Okay, so it's not something that you be like, just a pet, or wow, okay. Like, you have to, like, really feel it for that person because they're actually in pain. So these are things that you might find different. So if you're the kind of person that is not open-minded, some people would rather not get married. They tell you they don't want to get married, they don't want to have kids, they only want to have 5 cats. It's their life, it's their choice. You have to be able to accept that. Like, it's not your business. Some people, like in Nigeria, we're still very conservative about the whole LGBTQ community. Most of that is underground because of the laws that are, surrounding that. Here, you're going to see a lot of people who express their sexual preferences very freely. It's their right, and it's none of your business. Do you understand? It's people have gotten into trouble for this stuff. So watch what you say. Watch your reactions to things that you're not used to. Be open-minded and be cautious of your reactions, okay? Okay, next point is, if you're allergic if you're allergic to waiting in line. You know how, you go to the bank in Nigeria and you're standing in line to use the ATM, and one big man just comes and just goes to the front of the line. As per, I own this place, I can do whatever I want. Don't bring that here. Like, if that's the way you are, don't bother coming here because you're going to be annoyed that you cannot do that. Okay, so we don't want to annoy you, so just stay where you stay where you are. Like, if you're the kind of person that is used to cutting corners and trying to jump queues and things like that, that's not going to happen here. Like, nobody's going to accept that from you. Nobody has priority over the next person. If you're not, like, disabled or pregnant or with children or something like that, and even with that, you still have to be polite and ask. Yeah, if you're used to cutting corners and you're allergic to staying in line to do stuff, just don't even bother. Next point. This next point says, you guys remember that I'm not the one that wrote these things, so I wrote a couple of them, but these are points that I got from newcomers in Canada. These are people that have been here 2-3 years, Sometimes some of them have been here for 1 year, but this one is just know that it's not me, okay? So this one says, don't come if you have an expiry date to find a husband. I would say, or wife, even. Like, because men are scarce in Canada. Oh. I will not lie to you. Like, men, or they're men, but let me say, eligible bachelors and spinsters might be scarce in Canada. I think that's what this person is trying to say. And I understand their point. Because it's not easy. Let me just say that it's not easy. If you have a relationship from Nigeria, just nurture that relationship. Nurture it, because it's hard to find a significant other here in Canada, especially if you're specific about the ethnicity. You want a Nigerian guy by force, or you want a Nigerian girl by force, or something like that. It might be hard for you in Canada. So I know some people wait to get married and stuff. Honestly, this one, I wouldn't really take it that seriously. I wouldn't really take it seriously. You can always find somebody, especially in this digital age. I think the problem is that a lot of people don't want to do long distance, and so it kind of limits the options. That's what I would say. So yeah, I don't know. Consider it. That's advice from from an experienced newcomer. Okay. Next point. If you're not tech savvy and you're not interested in learning, Canada might not be for you. A lot of things are automated. If you go to a place and you need to pay for parking, you need to find the parking machine, use your card, use your cash or whatever if it takes cash, and pay for your parking by yourself. Or you download the app, Honk, or any other mobile app for parking, and you pay for parking on your phone. You put your license plate number and everything. Or even the fuel pump, nobody's pumping fuel for you. Self-service. A lot of things are self-service. So if you're not really into that kind of stuff, you might find it annoying, because if you're looking for someone to give you service and you have to do it yourself, it can be annoying if you're not used to that. But I find it very good, because at the end of the day, it kind of makes things faster. But if you're not tech savvy and you're not even interested, then it might be tough for you if you don't know how to use Google Maps. Anyway, don't be hard on yourself. If a couple of times you miss road, it happens. Okay, it happens. It's okay. Don't be hard on yourself. But you have to learn how to use Google Maps. Learn how to use the bus transit apps. There are a lot of things that are app. There's an app for everything. So thank you very much for sticking till the end. I really hope you enjoyed this video. If you had a good laugh and you enjoyed some of the points here, give this video a thumbs up, please. This thing, it helps the YouTube algorithm. It helps me get more views, okay? So give this video a thumbs up right down here. Subscribe to my channel and hit the bell notification, or the notification bell, so that you get notified whenever I post a new video. You can also check out my other videos. But yeah, this video is just here to reduce the impact of culture shock. Everybody will be fine at the end of the day. I really hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you in my next video.